welcome to the channel. It's Rad. And we are going to take a look at the new moon in Aquarius and the period that is called a waxing moon. I mean, the period from new moon to a full moon is a waxing moon or waxing moon. And that is the period we're going to look into tonight. And as per usual, just hold on a second, let me give you some dates here. So the new moon in Aquarius is happening on the 29th of January. It's going to take place at 7:36 a.m. That is Eastern Standard Time, okay? Atlantic time on the Atlantic coast. And for those who care, the degree is 9 degrees and 51 minutes. And then the moon is going to wax up until the February 12th, according to my calendar here, where it's going to become a full moon in Leo. And the degree is going to be 24 degrees and 6 minutes. The hour that the moon is going to become full is 8 a.m. and 53 minutes. So that is the period we're gonna have a look into from January 29th, almost all day long, to the start of February 12th. And the first thing that I'm always doing, that is the collective reading. And you can examine the cards for yourself if you so wish. Through the thumbnail, I have posted them there. Other than that, I'm going to show them to you in any case. And the first one that I drew, that is a Two of Cups. The second one that I drew, that will be the World. And the last one that takes place, that will be the Two of Swords. So these are the three cards that we do have for the collective reading for that period of the waxing moon, which is again from the new moon of Aquarius to the full moon of Leo. And again, this is the elemental dignity. And what we have is a strong emphasis on getting along with relationship and with relationships and in generally fitting in, or should I say finding the right people, so to speak, or surrounding ourselves with the right people, for the lack of better expression. What I am saying is that this this phase of the moon, or this cycle of the moon rather, is going to sieve the people that we are dealing with, in terms of is gonna sieve these that we can share everything we want to share with, okay, and feel, for example, no shame, feel, for example, no ego, feel, for example, no restrictions whatsoever, from those that are kind of like reserved, and there is always something that is nagging in beneath, so to speak, and we just don't feel, or we're never gonna have a open type of relationship. And this differentiation, so to speak, is gonna be there, is going to be there to stay. And this is going to be a couple of weeks where we, every single one of us, will be capable to express their true feelings to those who are willing to listen. And again, there are going to be those that are willing to listen, and this is exactly what the sieve that is in front of us is meant to do. To separate, again, these that will just, I don't know, mock our feelings and not reciprocate, so to speak, from those that are open, not exactly open-minded, but let's say open-hearted, and are willing to work in an equal basis, so the relationship can take place and can work out, whether that is an intimate relationship or whether that is a personal or rather like business, I'm sorry, a relationship. And there is one caveat to it. It is that it will require some first initiation from us, like muddying the waters, so to speak. And that comes from the Two of Swords next to the Two of Cups. So that will be the lunar cycle where, how can I put it into words? If we do want to have something with a somebody, it will take a little bit of a push, and then it, at least according to these cards, it should snowball. Now, some specific things that one might expect is a appearance of a individual that is going to fit very well with us, okay, and what we are. Now, what is going to happen in between us two, well, that depends on how we are going to play our cards, and also it's going to be strongly individualized, whether it's going to be about business or about friendship, okay, or about relationships. It's just there is going to be a lot to share with that person, and we are going to face a true understander, if that's a word, someone that can truly fathom how we are going through things and where we are coming from, you know, and they're not going to be ashamed to share their own experiences with us as well. And we're going to find a lot of things in common. Another thing that it is important to be said for these cards, for that waxing moon, is that I guess I should say, careful if you fall in love and whom you're falling in love with, because that is something that is going to simply be there to stay. And at least according to these cards, it's highly unlikely that you are going to ever forget that individual if things doesn't work in between you two. Obviously, if they do, that's awesome, but if they don't, well, then there is going to be always that memory. Now, obviously, it's not going to be as strong as initial, but still is going to be a memory to linger maybe for the rest of your life. So with that said, that was your collective reading for the new moon in Aquarius. That's going to be the topic of the lunar phase. And just to remind you guys that that is a general reading, and there are going to be 12 more general readings, one for each star sign, so they're not going to be your personal readings. But if you do wish your personal situation to be subject of my tarot interpretation, you can go to my website, which link you can find in the description down below. And there on the very front page, you can see full list of my services and as well their pricing. Now, other than that, if you do enjoy the show and you do wish to support me, you can totally do so by subscribing to the channel, liking the video, and also commenting on it. And finally, if you do wish to support me financially, you can do so using Super Chat and also PayPal, which link again you're going to find in the description down below. And anyone who does so is going to have a reading at the end of the stream based on the topic of the stream. Today is the period of 26th of January to 12th of February 2025. So with that said, Yasmin, thank you for the 20. And also Sam, thank you for the 5 Australian. Thank you, Yasmin. Thank you, Sam. Let me put you guys into the list. And you're going to have personalized reading at the end. Okay, second. Right. All right. So the first star sign that I'm going to read for, this is going to be Aries, and you can track which star sign I'm reading for through the glyph that it is displayed right there. Okay, so Aries goes first. All right, first one for Aries, that's going to be the Hangman. Second card, we do have Ace of Cups. And the third one, that will be Seven of Pentacles. I wish to say here only good things are going to happen to you. And while that is true, at least according to these cards, they may not exactly, these good things may not exactly happen to be the good things you wish to happen to you. And that is through the Hangman of those cards. Okay, so that is through the Hangman being next to the Ace of Cups. Anyway, I get way too much into the details of the cards. So for you, Aries, can I put it best towards next couple of weeks, you will have simultaneously a shield around yourself, which is going to shield you for over investing, like investing more than you can actually gain from one thing or another. And the moment that you will going to realize that you are over investing, or that you are going to recognize that you are over investing, and some of you may not realize that point, but it is important to recognize it. It is when you see that things are actually start slowing down and they are struggling to take place. Okay, and that should be the moment where you are to stop investing. And when I'm saying investing, it doesn't mean just only money. It could be investing your time. You could be investing your emotions into one thing or another. And once things slow down, and for example, projects are becoming sluggish, or some kind of interaction is becoming sluggish, and so on and so forth, then there will be a reversal, and what you have been disappointed into beforehand, that you have left aside by that point, its time to blossom is going to be ripe, and how can I put it into words? Your perspective into change is going to change into it. And so instead of leaving it behind, is going to revive in your life. That could be a revival of a love, that could be a revival of a job, or revival of I don't know, a personal project, a revival of a hobby. The bottom line is that now best thing you can do is just think of what was a super disappointing to you, that you wished that it could happen, or that it took place but it didn't, or you wished it could work out but it didn't work out. And now, like I said, the time for it is going to be ripe, and your hope into it is going to be regained. Jasmine, thank you for the 20. Thank you, Jasmine. At the end of the stream, you're going to have your personalized reading. Let me put you into the list. All right. Okay, moving next. Taurus. First one, that would be the devil. Second, it is Queen of Pentacles. And third, it's Two of Pentacles. Well, there is only one thing that can be said about these cards, is that your undertakings currently developing, or currently developed by you, are going to turn out exactly the way you wish in the next couple of weeks. That is everything I got to say about those cards. There could be some changes into strategy more than changes into performance from your behalf, which are going to be helpful 100%. But ultimately, what you are working toward is going to work out, and you are going to, how can I put it into words here? fulfill your desires. We aren't even talking about dreams, we're talking about desires in the next couple of weeks. It's important to use your influence and to take advantage of the circumstances, because they are going to be entirely on your side. I mean, the circumstances and your influence combined, they are going to be a perfect recipe for how can for the way you can fulfill your personal desires. Okay, next, Gemini. Eight of Pentacles. Page of Pentacles. A lot of Pentacles tonight. A lot of passive cards, which is good. And then we do have the Hierophant. Just give me a second. It's a development of immense worth, primarily concerning a plan or preparation being developed or being created by your behalf. You may have some kind of plan for the near future, or like I said, you may be preparing for something and not just only is going to work out for you, and in the next couple of weeks the plan is going to be as good as ready to be initiated, or your preparation is going to pay off, okay? But it will turn out that the result is of immense worth to you. You are definitely going to build up name. I don't know about monetary gains here, because these cards, they do not promise that, but they do promise a longevity and solid name. And especially if you are dealing into the, say, a show business, or you are working with people, okay, you will also going to build a super big trust into your followers, into the people that are liking you, and it's just your performance is going to be as solid as possible. Another thing here, and that is especially if you are single, okay, next couple of weeks are bringing transformation from a common ownership or a common friendship into a developing to more attached nature. Is like you are more attached to that person, or finding yourself being more attached to that person. That person is finding themselves being more attached to you, and that could be the start of a planning for something more, at least in your head, or at least in their head as well. But you need to know if that is the way that these cards are going to develop for you, Gemini, is that it's going to be a quite of a slow process. And the first thing that you both need to earn from one another, it's trust. You just have to learn and earn to trust each other, and to be mutually reliable to one another. And then that friendship or a common ownership could transform, and it's very likely to transform into love. All right, so that was Gemini. Next, Cancer. Ace of Pentacles. The High Priestess. Queen of Pentacles. Again, super short reading, because that is an opportunity or an opening to do your thing, okay? To do what you want to do the way you want to do it. is the best way how I can describe it here from the look of those cards. Now, if it happens that you do start dates in the next couple of weeks, you may think you know the potential of this process of dating, but you are barely scratching the surface. I mean, this could go so much more deeper than your initial experience and your initial not imagination but expectation here. And just from the get-go, there is going to, at least according to these cards, there should be a high harmony in between you and the person that you are going to be dating. But a general expectation from you from the next couple of weeks is to start a long-lasting, quite lucrative business maneuvers, or to start a long-lasting, harmonious relationship or relationships, and in generally to have a long-lasting, rare opportunity to further your goal in already existing undertaking or already existing enterprise that you may think you are reaching its conclusion, but like I said, you are barely scratching the surface on it, and there is so much potential you can get from that thing. Okay, next that will be Leo. Hello, Yadabi. Um, Eight of Wands, Six of Wands, Seven of Pentacles. You're welcome, living girl. For Leo, these are super fast rewards in the next couple of weeks, and I mean super fast rewards, and there are going to be many rewards and recognitions as well at work, in your social circle, in your intimate personal love life, if you will. And it's important that you do not ride on a high horse here, because first of all, these are going to be, I don't want to say temporary, but in their nature, a gains with a short duration, or a rewards with a short duration, or recognition with a short duration. If you do not put the work behind to maintain and consistently improve and grow on it, okay? So this, while is going to be super pleasant lunar cycle here for you, super pleasant waxing moon, afterwards you have to put your blood and sweat and tears into it in order to maintain that appeal, to maintain that opinion of you, to maintain those rewards coming your way. But you're gonna have your moment here, and I hope that you're gonna have what it takes in order to make that moment last for as long as it can. Good morning, News Devon. So all in all, you will have quite many peak of experiences in the next couple of weeks, and like I said, hopefully you will be able to maintain them for as long as they can be maintained. All right, next, Virgo. The Wheel of Fortune, the High Priestess, the Chariot. All right, that's a big one for Virgo. I just don't want to mess anything up with those cards and interpreting them for you guys. Right, so right off the back, right off the get-go, as soon as you enter into that waxing moon period, which is again from the 29th of January, I'm sorry, to the 12th of February. So as soon as you enter into the 29th, 7:36 a.m., everything around you will become easier. Your work will become easier, getting along with people will become easier, uh, and above everything else, you're just not going to feel alone anymore. And I'm talking about having to rely on other people. I'm talking about like having uh, the lay of hands from fortune and from its grace itself. It's like you will have that feeling that the odds are stuck behind you rather than against you. And it's going to be a genuine feeling. What I mean is that you will be right thinking that way, that the odds are stuck with you rather than against you. And this will open up a super good opportunity for you to make a significant change in your life for the better, like changing your job, like changing your home, like hell, why not changing your relationship even? You know, some of you may even go down that road, but it will be required from you to dive into a lot of activity. The activity is going to be there ready for you, waiting for you, but it will require your first step into it. So any invitation, whether verbal, whether through circumstances, okay, whether through being pressed into doing one thing or another, you shouldn't look at it like I don't know, something that is annoying, for example, but you should look at it as a opportunity that could change your life. And one of those, it will be the one that will do, and it's going to change it for the better. And it is like one of those opportunities that comes only once in a lifetime for you. But even if you do miss it, the very least, like I said, everything that you are dealing with will simply become much, much more easier. And even at some cases, and in some, how can I put it into words? In some days, you will have the sensation that just things are going on their own accord and they are working out perfectly for you. Okay, next, that will be Libra. Yes, Devon, thank you for the £5. Thank you. So we shall see. Okay. Libra. King of Swords. Ten of Swords. I had that once, and it was rather in the recent past. And I mean, I had it in a general in a reading like that, in a general reading in a live stream. And then we do have Five of Cups. So this waxing moon presents you with the professional help you will need. For example, it presents you with the right lawyer, it presents you with the right physician, it presents you with the right dentist, for example. It presents you with just the right person for the job to solve your issues, whether health issues, whether legal issues, whether financial issues, okay, or whether social issues. That could be the right therapist for you, a psychologist for you that will help you overcome, say, insecurity, say, fears. And that person will propose you once, like to take your case, to take you on a job, or simply to treat you. And you will have only one, I don't want to say chance, but one instance to say yes or no. Your answer will be irrevocable. So before you render your verdict, whether you want to allow that person to take your case, because this isn't help, you will have to pay for it one way or another, right? This isn't help, but they will solve your issue through the strategy they are going to implement, and they are going to execute. Very, very effective one. It could be a little bit slow, but like I said, very effective one. And you just that strategy is going to solve your problems if you follow it, and will transform disappointments and even senses of losses into a sense of equality, a sense of equilibrium. It's like justice had been served. So like I was saying, before you render your verdict, whether you're going to allow that person to take your case, you should think you should think very carefully. If you are about to say no, then who else? And can you deal with it on your own? So this is like, how can I put it into art? Well, yeah, all right. So this is like an angel being delivered to you in the next couple of weeks. So you should accept, again, their intervenience in your situation, and their help as well. And I'm saying quote in quotes because you're going to have to pay for it one way or another. It's like service for service, or service for a money. Okay, that was Libra. Next, we have Scorpio. Hey, Flamemark24. Welcome to the stream. Okay, the Hangman for Scorpio. And then it is the Nine of Pentacles. Oh, that's great. Afterwards, it is the Eight of Wands. Oof. This is a guidance kind of reading. Bear with me for a second. Here. All right, guys. And that resonates with me so much. So our recent efforts are not gonna pay off in the next couple of weeks. Okay, they're just not gonna pay off, but they will in the future. So what we did, whether we performed for someone, whether we worked for ourselves, whether we learned something, okay, and we are eager to perform, we are eager to use it in order to get growth. It's just whether we are not going to find the right place to use it, or the right niche to use it, and so on and so forth. Or whether we did something, we worked, and we are expecting that work to be paid. Well, alas, it doesn't look like that, at least in full, is going to be paid in the next couple of weeks, but it will in the future. And this payment whether monetary payment, whether through a recognition. Bottom line here is that we have laid foundations for leap into development, but that leap is gonna happen at the right time, and the time, or rather like the right time, is not in the next couple of weeks, even if you may think it is. And the other thing it is that as we are waiting, I'm saying again quotes in quotes because we are going to be waiting for this development, being angry why it isn't taking place anymore, and thus we're going to start thinking, can we do something better? And no, we can't do something better. We can do something worse. And trying to tweak the project, or trying to tweak the relationship, or trying to tweak, I don't know, the performance is only gonna make things worse. Okay, it's just only going to make things worse. So it's best just to kind of like do the best we can, or rather like we have done the best. Well, the best thing we can do is just wait the next couple of weeks. Okay, next, Sagittarius. Two of Wands, Three of Swords, Ace of Wands. Based on your recent accomplishments, you are going to have an offer. That could be an offer for a job, an offer for a promotion, an offer for a raise, and this offer is going to carry on with it. I will say that way, reciprocal responsibilities. You get a raise, but you are also, your threshold of responsibilities raise. You get a new job, better paid, more difficult than the previous one. And this increase of difficulty, as the gains are increasing as well, the proposition of the gains is increasing as well, is going to scare you in a sense of that you will find it, I don't want to say hard, but you're going to have doubts whether you can handle it or not. Okay. And let me tell you something, at least according to these cards, the harder it is, the better you will handle it. So I would say that next couple of weeks are going to be a test for your adventurous nature and how well you fare when you are challenged. It's like when you are conquering a challenge. And again, if you don't hold any fear to try out, you will manage magnificently. I mean, your performance here, at least according to these cards, and how can I put it into words? Your effectiveness, immaculate. So just don't be afraid to go for more. But what you should take from it is that you are doing great. I mean, you are on the right track with things, and you are getting good accomplishments, whether you like them or not. Because, you know, for some people, just getting out of bed, it's a good accomplishment. It's a good accomplishment. For others, buying a Lambo is a good accomplishment. It's different for every single one of us what we find a good accomplishment. But in the eyes of the universe, what you are doing, Sagittarius, and what you are accomplishing right now, it's a good accomplishment. And you should keep up the good work and improve on it. And this opportunity for improvement, it's coming in the next couple of weeks. Okay, next, Capricorn. The Hermit. Six of Wands. That's Six of Wands. Oops. King of Cups. So, couple of things here, and by the look of those cards, I don't think that you are gonna like those couple of weeks. Now, 2 months from now, or maybe half a year from now, when you revoke the memory of this period of time, end of January, start to mid of February, you will be quite pleased with yourself. But in the next couple of weeks, you may end up hating your situation, and that is because the next couple of weeks you are not going to get the rewards you think you deserve. Okay, like the money you deserve, like the attention you deserve, like the recognition you deserve. You are going to get money, you are going to get attention, you're going to get recognition, but not the one that you think you deserve. Okay, but the can I put it into words? This professional performance of yours, because I do believe that we're talking about a professional performance of yours, has its own build-up. Okay, and while many people are not appraising it at that particular point, more and more that are gonna be the right people to appraise it will gather. It's just, it will require time. That is no different than finding the right clients for yourself. You can't sell your product to everyone, but you can find the right clients for yourself, and they can pile up, they can stack up, and eventually the product is to become profitable. But at that point, it's like building for the future for you. So bottom line is that you are going to have some kind of an offer. It's not going to be as good as you wish. It's not going to be as good as you think you deserve, but it's going to be the best you get. And it's going to be the one that leads you to a substantial development, however, in the future, not in the next couple of weeks. So as you may not have any better thing to do, you might as well take it, because there will be no reason not to. You're welcome, Sherry. You're welcome. All right, Aquarius. Oh, and one last thing for Capricorn. Now, next, let me get back to Capricorn here, okay? So, next couple of weeks, your feelings are going to be sacred. What I mean is that only people that are sacred to you should be aware of your emotions and what you feel. And also only the people that those emotions are pointed toward. For example, you like someone, right? Or you hate someone, it doesn't matter. You hate your boss, let's say. Not everyone should know that. In fact, only your boss should know that you don't like them, or you like a person that you have just been introduced to. Doesn't your whole social circle doesn't need to know that you like that person. That person is best if they know that you like them. Okay, so express your emotions only toward those emotions are pointed toward, and not anyone else. All right, Aquarius. Three of Cups, Two of Wands, Seven of Wands. That's one of the combinations is very easy to interpret. Three of Cups with Seven of Wands. That is like having enemies, however, enemies that are scared to come into the light. Okay, like enemies that are how can I put it into words? That are spreading gossips and rumors instead of actually facing us. And I'm saying us because I'm rising Aquarius, face to face, super easy. And the other thing about those couple of cards, it's about timing. Next couple of weeks, it's unlikely to find a best timing to make one thing or another. So we're just gonna have to pick a situation or pick circumstances and make the best out of those circumstances. What is in conflict is the other combo, which is Three of Cups and Two of Wands. Now, one thing that it says, which is very sad, is that there will be some kind of a shared idea or shared vision, which is going to be not possible to be established, to be accomplished, at least at that point, because there was a steps which had been missed, or there were a steps that haven't been taken before, which were a necessary the endeavor to continue, or is going to be completely impossible to be established whatsoever. They're in a high conflict. Those couple of cards, basically, they do say that, yeah, you are heading on the right direction, but that direction currently doesn't have any growth in it. So it's super confusing with those two cards. And the best thing that we can do in that particular case, no, they can say another thing. Yeah, which is a positive thing, good enough. That is what these couple of cards are saying, that it is as good as they can be, circumstances to go forward, as good as they can be. So we don't need to seek more improvement in order to jump into the next, so to speak, level. Okay, the results we have currently are good enough so we can cash in on them and just transform into the next level. Like for example, the capital we have gathered is enough to start the business. The relationship that we have established is enough to jump into, for example, mutual living quarters or engagement, and so on and so forth. So it's going to be best to examine in the next couple of weeks with the people that we do care for, and people that are caring for us, whether we do share a same vision for the future, whether you and your spouse is sharing the same vision for your relationship, whether you and your business partner are sharing the same vision for the business. And where the vision is shared for the future, then that is the direction we should push forward into. and try to make it happen, and it's going to be, and it's going to happen. It could happen with a small delay here or slight delay, a week or two, a month maybe, but at the end of the day, it's going to take place, and it's not going to happen right away. It's because the circumstances are not perfect. Like I said, we just have to pick some and make the best out of them. Okay, and last but not least, that will be Pisces. Two of Pentacles for Pisces. Yeah, it sucks. Gotta be. Six of Cups. Seven of Cups. Pisces is super easy reading, unlike Aquarius is reading. So the next couple of weeks, you're gonna end up finding better, easier, and safer, right? So for example, finding a better, easier, and safer person to date and establish relationship with, finding better, easier, and safer job to make money, or business idea, or a friend. Bottom line is that in the next couple of weeks, what is outdated in your life, that it is just, it's so difficult to perform and has so little gains from it, is going to be dropped off the plate. It's just you're not gonna have to bother with it anymore, right? And instead will be replaced with a up-to-date enterprises, and I'm saying plural here, enterprises, that may cause slight change of your plans here and there, but those change of plans will be worth it. So pure expectations on your behalf is that any person that you interact with in the next couple of weeks, any project that you are working on in the next couple of weeks, any task that you are to tackle are going to be things you are going to enjoy. And the projects, the tasks, or business partners, for example, or in generally things you thought are out of reach, are going to be in your grasp, at least for the next couple of weeks. So take as you please, and the more the merrier for what you are to take. Okay, so that was for the 12, and now the super chat readings. First goes Yasmin. Just give me a second here. Hello, Simon. All right, Yasmin, those are your cards. I already did the star signs. Now I'm on super chat. So again, Yasmin, the world, uh, death, and Two of Swords. Thank you, Yekats. Uh, there will be, for you, Yasmin, a bit of a rush. So these couple of weeks will force you to make um, some choices, for lack of better expression. So what is gonna happen is that one thing is gonna start interfering with another, and in order for you to for example, your, and that is just an example, it doesn't have to be those couple of fields, but say for example, your job may start interfering with your relationship or vice versa, and you're gonna have to make some decisions in order to alleviate that pressure that one thing is causing to another. And those choices are actually gonna end up being quite brilliant, in fact, for what those cards are showing here, because through them you are going to get rid your life from, say, activities, from, say, enterprises, from, say, circumstances which you do not need. There is a sentimental value to them, okay, and that's why you may think that they are a inseparable part of your life at that point. But once you make your mind in the next couple of weeks that, yeah, that is something I'm going to give up from, because that is ultimately what comes down to giving up on something, then you are going to kind of like have that feeling of relief. And this relinquishing of things is going to open up some space that you can fill up with much more productive, say, circumstances, say, enterprises, say, activities. And another thing is that in the next couple of and these new enterprises and activities and circumstances and so on are gonna work for you so well that you are not gonna even believe it. Another thing that this waxing moon is gonna bring to you or for you is a small presence or gestures of kindness from the people you are surrounded with, colleagues, friends, neighbors, and so on and so forth. Okay, that was for you, Yasmin. Next, that will be Jasmine. All right, Jasmine. Uh, Let me see your cards. So those are the cards. Four of Cups, first one. Five of Swords, second. And the Fool is the third. Oh, okay. So here it goes. Next couple of weeks, you are gonna end up more and more. The best word that I can find, it's like indifferent for your activities or for a part of your activities. And this indifference is gonna be due to the reasons could be several. One of it could be that you are doing it for so long and it's so repetitive that it's kind of like it doesn't bring any joy anymore. Or it could be because you are getting the same results over and over again and there is no improvement, okay? Or it could be just that you are annoyed from it or you are sick from doing this. We're talking about here doing the same thing over and over again. And what is going to take place there is that you're going to try something new, right? Next couple of weeks, and this new way, new performance, or simply a bit of the topic or a bit of the book endeavor is going to revitalize your day-to-day routine. So that is like pushing yourself to do something different in order to get better results, and better results, it is what you're gonna get. Now, a few things that you need to be mindful of. You need to be mindful of the people that you are involved with, because there is not a big, but still it is there, a chance that you may end up being betrayed. That's one thing. Another thing it is that you should take your matters a bit more seriously than what you are taking them for right now. And what I am saying here, that you should take a bit more seriously the lack of progress than you are taking it right now, because you can create progress for yourself. You just have to push yourself a little bit more in terms of courage, because this isn't about having an opportunity. You do have one, even if you aren't seeing it right now. The only thing you got to do in order to see it is just think a little bit more objectively. That is at least what my cards are saying here, and having the courage to seize it. And that will require a bit stepping outside of the comfort zone that you are having. Another thing that you need to be mindful of is carrying on only in the edge of your capabilities. That means that next couple of weeks are not good weeks for taking loans, asking for favors. Okay, best is that you do rely only on your own capabilities, and you do not extend on those capabilities. And the last advice that the cards have for you here, Jasmine, is that you should not be stuck in the past. You should look toward the future. So whatever happened. You can't change it. You just gotta move on. Oh, and one last thing. There could be some unpleasant news about your family. Well, there will be an unpleasant news about your family. How unpleasant though? Well, that's something I'm unable to say. All right, next, Samuel Walsh. Will I ever be accepted as I am in love? Let's see, Samuel. Four of Wands. Enough that is gonna work for you. Not entirely, but enough that is gonna work for you. Okay, he's gonna cover all the important aspects. There is more to be desired, but enough that's is gonna work for you and for the other side as well. And you're welcome, Jasmine. And last but not least, that will be News Devon. You know News Devon on those questions. I gotta use the Lenormand cards, so let's have a look into them. So what's coming my way, News Devon asks. And it is... Okay. Those three. Here. A new coworker, it could be. Well, it could... These cards could be read in two ways. Either a new coworker or a new scheme that you can invent that is gonna carry you for a long run, right? That is one of the two, but I do believe that it is the coworker. Yeah, I do believe that it is the coworker here, a new coworker that you should kind of get along with very, very well. Go on, Jasmine. Thank you for another 20. Thank you. Oh, so you're open for the scheme, eh? Hope it's not the Ponzi one. Any positive developments in my romantic life this year? Let's have a look. Yeah, it's almost 1 year. By the end of January next year. Okay, by the end of January next year. Those are the cards. So the time frame is from now by the end of January next year. It's 1 year. Those are the cards. Probably towards the end of January. Having that hangman there, it's rough, right? That means that now, no matter how much you try, unfortunately, you can't push your love life. I mean, it's going to open itself, it's going to stir itself on its own accord. And at least according to these cards, it will unfold with someone you already had met or you know. And the situation in between you two is going to rapidly reverse. What I mean is that, for example, right now you may be on a very bad terms, or maybe even not speaking with each other, and I don't know. You may have grabbed each other by the throats, and in another moment you end up being a super well acquainted. My point is that throughout this time frame from now up until the end of January, there is going to be a turnaround in a relationship you have. So think of those relationships right now which are going nowhere, and one of them is going to have that turnaround. And from there it all comes to that, whether you're going to accept it or not. But there could be a positive development, and it's a big one, right? It's a big one. But right now, the more you cooperate, how can I put it into words, the more you try to cooperate with the people you like, at least according to these cards, the worse it will become. I mean, the situation in between you and them. And another thing, okay, when you are criticized, for example, about your look, about your behavior, about your presence, just brush it off. It's not true. At least according to these cards. All right, guys, I think that's gonna do it for tonight. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for your generosity as well. And hopefully we're going to see each other next time. Until then, bye.